Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host
Chip.
There
What's
he
up,
is over
everybody?
there. What is going on? What a great day today, man. XRP, Ripple going for the international. Man, they're looking international with some, what would that be? An issuance of a letter of request for international judicial assistance. That's a tongue tire. Right? That's a lot to say, Chip. But Ripple XRP advancing. The SEC, guess what, Chip? No settlement yet. And the crypto community is still rejoicing.
Okay.
Ready to kick this thing off?
Hey, let's see. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Welcome.
You know, Jeff, in some of the private chat groups that I'm in all kinds of weird chat groups, and everybody's like, oh, no, the settlement. Everyone's going to be the settlement. Well, let's review. Back in March, April, I remember one attorney saying that there would be a settlement as soon as Gensler took the helm. When Gary Gensler comes in there, hi, I'm Gary Gensler. Welcome to office hours. That Gary Gensler, there's going to be a settlement. Then there was another video last week about a settlement. If this happens, that happens. And if this happens, listen, man, here's how it works. You pile drive. And of course, a lot of people disagree with me. And that's cool because, you know, not everyone's going to agree. Maybe you disagree, but you got to pile drive them, man. When your opponent when they are in the savage act of destroying themselves, you sit back and you go, you play that Gary Gensler office hour music, right? Because that's Sun Tzu right there. It's like you never interrupt your opponent when they're in the act of destroying themselves or something along those lines.
Right.
Paraphrasing,
Yeah,
right?
Sounds about right. Hey, before we get started, Chip, I want to give a big shout out to permission.io. Tonight's show brought to you by permission.io. Chip, you know how you're online, you're browsing around the internet, and boom, you keep running into all these ads from Google and Facebook and all these other characters out there, monetizing your data, taking your data, and making billions off of your data. How do you like that, Chip? It's not very good, is it?
I don't like it. I like to be in control of my own data, Jeff. I'm not going to lie.
Well, guess what? So you get permission.io. You can download this little browser extension. And then every so often they'll give a little pop-up and say, hey, you want to engage with this ad? And you're like, yeah, let me check it out and watch this video. And when you watch the video, you get to monetize your data. You get monetized. You get ASK token, ASK token. And that ASK token is on a couple different exchanges. One of them is actually Bitrue, so you guys can check it out over there. You can get the permission wallet, but you can hodl the asset. You can spend it just like any other digital asset. The key is that you're taking control of your data with permission.io. Check it out.
Beautiful. Well done. Well said. Well said, Jeff. Let's do this. Yeah, so a lot to talk about tonight, a lot to unpack. I don't know. I just don't even understand why anybody would care about a settlement. It's like, oh, let's settle. Well, you know they're going to pay a fine. Got it. Well, for whatever reason, it's like, yeah, but okay, you're fine. Okay, well, how much do we have to pay? This much. Okay. And so they pay the fine, but the whole point is that, okay, maybe 2013 XRP, go prove that it wasn't a security. Now, what about 2021 XRP? Not even a fat chance in hell that it is called a security when it has so much use case, right? And it has utility and all kinds of stuff going on. I don't actually see that happening, but hey, I have been wrong before. Not often, but I've been wrong a few times here and there, but I just don't see why they would do it. And Brad Garlinghouse wants to hit Binance up. Now, the funny part about it is one of the hearings I recall, a little something slipped out. Now, see if I could do a video, Jeff, on the other channel. I'm going to let you, hang on a second, Jeff. I'm going to let you come here. Come closer. I'm going to let you in on a big secret, okay? You want to hear the secret?
Yeah.
It's not even a secret document. It was
Whisper
something. It was something that was said in a hearing, and it's going to change the face of this whole case. You want to hear it? You got to subscribe to the other channel and check it out. But anyway, no. So here's how it goes. So there was one of the things that I was listening to. I listened to a lot of the hearings, and I recall one of the banks slipping out that Garlinghouse had called UBS. UBS is based where, Jeff? Mostly, primarily?
Not in the U.S.
Not in the U.S., right? So they sold it on a foreign exchange, and what the SEC is interested in did that make its way back into either Larson or Garlinghouse's personal bank accounts in the United States? But then they mentioned something about you. Judge said something about UBS. I'm like, whoa, UBS. Hey now. And so then so they probably sold it on a foreign exchange, set up an offshore bank account. Boom, hit it right there. Come on in a little closer, SEC. That's how it works.
That's it. That's it. Hey, just for reference, BZ Comedy has a buddy named Gary, and he's useless too.
By the way, I've got something to talk about a little later in the show about Gary's. Let's see if I can find it. But there's an important story about Gary's. They're probably like, what? Isn't it weird? Like I see so much stuff during the day, and I think, you know what? Would there be any interest in this? I'm like, no one's going to care. Then BZ's like, brings up the whole Gary reference, right?
Okay, so he has to throw it in there. Check out Anthony. This is a great time for viewer comments right now. But people forget Ripple doesn't care about the market. They care about their bottom line. The first time an acceptable settlement is put on the table that gives them what they need, they'll take it, in my opinion. Chip, settlement or no settlement? You think they're going to take it?
No, because here's why. I keep talking about this. Why? People are so focused on the settlement. Garlinghouse said they attempted to settle. You know why I think they didn't settle? And you and I are probably right in agreement with this. Because it's like, yeah, okay, you guys pay a fine. We'll settle. Okay. Well, then they come after them the next month, then the next month, 2013, 2014, 2016, 2017. And then the deal we did with MoneyGram. And then the deal, there's no end in sight. Without having some clarity or some sort of, some sort of green light around XRP, it's a waste of time. What's the point? What are they settling for? They had a chance to settle last time, but then they walk away with XRP. Well, we don't know. It could still be a security, Jeff. So that's where I disagree with the comment, because if it's a security, it's a security. What point is that? Now, everybody brings up Kick. They bring up the Kick lawsuit, the Kin token, all that stuff. Telegram, the Grand. Now those were different because they were ICO. Clear violation. Did not notify the SEC. It's open and shut, right? So are they immune from the SEC sometime in the future coming after them and saying, oh, now you're using it as a security? That's the whole thing about this case that is the biggest case of the century, because the fact that this is an attack on all crypto.
That's exactly right.
All right. Well, we agree then.
That's exactly it. That's it. There's nothing more to that's the show.
Look at that right there. Boom. That tip is
XRP, baby.
Bam. Thank you for that, James Rule. That tip right there is not a security. You want to know why, Jeff? Because it's being sent via XRP. You know what? It's being sent to two YouTubers. That's what you and I, whatever. Two guys doing a show right on the chain from James Rule.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, sends us a lot of awesome stories. By the way.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, James is awesome. Hey, just Hans is saying that you're getting a little latency and distortion every so often. I thought it was on my end, but I guess
that's weird. I don't know. I mean, it could be something with I don't know.
You get a little bit of a delay every so often. You're getting the that's okay.
I don't know, man.
It kind of comes and goes, but you're good now.
Oh,
hey, so hands loaded, threw this out here and wanted us to play this real quick. Just figured just take a brief moment. Has to do with liquidity. So let me just play this real quick.
Talk to them about being like a group of junkies who've relapsed, going, listen, man, I just need some liquidity. You know what I'm saying? I just ran into some bad subprime, We just had complex formulas. We just didn't factor in greed. Talk to them about being like a group of junkies who've relapsed, going,
that's funny. Oh, he's still playing over here. He's not stopping.
Yeah, I hate that when you take time just like blowing in your ear, you like can't really take anything into consideration. So
yeah, you are lagging a little bit.
Let me I don't know why. I really no idea why. I mean, everything should be in check. I'm closing out some programs, so that might be part of it.
Something's dragging it down. So Chip, check this out. So here we go. So we know that he filed. He had some good commentary on that. I want to bring in we had where is it now? How do I get back to it? Hang on a second. Oh, I got to drag it over here. Let's see here. There we go. See if this will come up. There we go. So we got James Fillon. He brought it up as well.
Jimmy.
Yeah. There he is right
Eugene.
there. And I thought some of the commentary was interesting because he comes out, right away. Said defendant Brad Garland House files motion to obtain international discovery. And I love it too, because, you get the legalese and you're like, what the heck what did he even say? Like want to, break it down, explain it a little bit. I love how 313, I'm assuming 313 is in Detroit. Not 100% sure, but maybe. That's probably a shout out to Detroit right there. But English, please. But what do you think about this? I wanted to bring this one comment up. So he said XRP derivative here said, I think since an overwhelming amount of sales, which is what you talked about, were done with foreign entities, Brad's XRP sales would fall out of the SEC jurisdiction, which is what you said. But here's the interesting part, a three-prong approach to this. Fair notice defense, XRP not a security, even if it was sales done on foreign soil out of SEC jurisdiction. Do you think this is a three-prong approach, or do you think it's just another element within the overall case that they're, it's not just three prongs. There's still going to be more. There's more to it.
Well, no, I think his point there, which I like the approach he's taken. He's saying, hey, they've got a three-prong, like a three-step approach, and he's kind of like building it. I think he's just like more opinion based. But the thing about it is that if that money made its way back to the bank account, well, that's going to be a whole different story. But given the fact that Garling House and given the fact that Larson didn't know what the SEC might do, I think if they sold it on foreign soil and on a foreign entity, they probably kept it overseas as well, or they might have moved some of it back there. Who knows? I mean, that's the big thing, because that's what came up in one of the hearings with it. Because the judge was asking, Tenero, who's the attorney representing the SEC, why this was so material to the case. And she alluded, and I'm paraphrasing, he alluded to something like, well, we got to make sure where that money ended up. Did it end up back in their bank accounts? So that's really the reason. The reason, the focusing on the fact that it was sold overseas has nothing to do with it. Their jurisdiction comes into play when that money, it gets sold on Binance and it comes back into the U.S. and the U.S. bank account, then there's an issue. And that's what the SEC is really looking at.
That's it. Exactly. Someone said, Detroit in the house over here at 313. So, Chase, I
remember
I was reading Anthony over here said the person's name below that. And I was looking over here under the XRP derivative.
Hang on a second. So this is the first person that got it. Very first person that got it, because Jeff didn't even know.
I was seeing it. I wanted to see if someone else saw it. I was kind of laughing.
I was pointing to it while you were talking. I was like, by the way, I get rid of that light.
Awesome
I hated that light. That stupid red light I've had for years. I got rid of it. I said, damn, this light. So I went out and got a lemon tree, Jeff. Damn right.
I like the lemon tree.
Thanks, man.
I like the, it's a little bit shorter than my lemon tree, but I like the square.
Well, I don't know if it is. I got a bigger canister. It's got a little more girth. You know what I'm saying? It's got a little bit.
That's exactly what she said.
Wow. Holy cow. I'm just going to do the show from right here, Jeff. Just in case, man. Just saying. You know what I mean? Just hanging on for life, son. So
in this scenario, since you have a lemon tree and I have a lemon tree, it doesn't really classify as a security. Oh, come on. That's hilarious. Get the little fingers up.
Hey, is Papa Paolo on tonight?
I don't know.
And you will respect my authority.
He's probably laughing his ass off. Chip has a lemon tree. Damn right I do, man.
That's
and
right.
I've got actually more lemons on the back of that puppy too. So
no, you're shorter than Jeff from down there too. See that?
That's right.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
That is absolute demente, right? Absolutely spot on there. So
I've lost track of what we're talking. What were we even talking about? What were we referencing?
No, we're just basically talking about the case. That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's why people gathered here, not to. So how about this? John Deaton. How about the John Deaton tweet?
What up?
There
Yeah, pull it up. That's a good one.
All right. So his response was to Caitlin Long. So before we get into that, so Caitlin Long said, Congress is so broken, trying to create legislative record that infrastructure bill doesn't cover node operators, miners, validators. Why not just say that? Answer the bill wouldn't pass. So Congress shirks its responsibility and hence and hands career agency staff more power. That's her comment, right? Then John Deaton says, this is exactly why the crypto community needed to come together and pool resources and organize an offensive plan to reach and educate politicians. Where it begins as an attack against Ripple or BlockFi, the U.S. government will hurt crypto either intentionally or from ignorance. I mean, there's like, Chip, it's like, just so much fodder. It's just like the gift that, that just keeps on giving. So they come out, they want to put in the infrastructure bill. Congressman Bayer drops another proposed bill. We tear that apart on Saturday, and we're going to see what Ron Hammond had to say about that, about that commentary. And here, Caitlin Long is saying it's so broken, and it's interesting because everybody's seen that they want to put this into this infrastructure bill that's who knows how many, trillions of dollars at this point. And the majority of it doesn't go to infrastructure. And to boot, they think they're going to take like 20 out of the 1 point something trillion. They're going to take 28, 30 billion out of crypto. Like it's a drop in the bucket. So you can tell that, Chip, I think, my opinion, it's just strictly punitive. It has nothing to do with trying to find regulatory clarity. It doesn't even have anything to do with trying to pay for their 1 point whatever trillion dollar infrastructure bill. It's just strictly punitive to the crypto space. Try to kill innovation. What do you say?
Well, they got to protect their own, Jeff. This whole central. You didn't think they were just going to like say, "Come on in." I mean, they're like, "Wait a minute, decentralization versus centralization." Did you think it was going to be that easy? It's let the natives in, man. It's cool. Let's all play kumbaya and sing songs together. And then they come in together and they're like, they arms in arms, kumbaya. Right there's going to be like. So these people are first of all, the people in Congress are such nutters. Number one, that's their first problem. They're absolutely insane, right? And of course they're going to fight it. So all of the, and I have a feeling though, even though Ron Hammond said that bill was drafted 3 years ago, I have a feeling the one part that wasn't in there 3 years ago was about the CBDC coin. So that wasn't in there. That was something new because they have to protect, like the Federal Reserve has to be able to do this. And we have to continue this debt-ridden system to crush all people around the world, not just the United States. Let's crush them all. And so they all band together with their, their little conferences or whatever they talk about. And they get together and they're like, hey, we can't let this decentralization thing in. It's going to render us all out of jobs. Then where are the kickbacks going to come from? If everything's transparent on the blockchain.
That's right. The kickbacks. You can't forget about the kickbacks. How do you go into Congress and you're barely even, you're not worth close to $1 million. Then you go into Congress making 180. And then by the time you come out, you're worth like 200, 300 million. What do you think?
That seems like a lot of money, except if you were talking about Congress here. I mean, that's
exactly it. Yeah.
It might seem like a lot of money, but no, it's not actually a lot of money. Look at that. Hans Loaded said, Chip can hold a note. How about that, huh? Kumbaya, people. Hey, by the way, Jeff, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to go ahead and plug my CD here. Yeah, this is No Joy Yet. This is my band. I wrote all the songs. I sing all the songs. I play a lot of the instruments. And just like Hans Loaded, it was like one of the things on my bucket list. I had to do it. You can go right there and listen to the stuff for free. What do you think about that? There it is.
It's pretty sweet.
Go to No Joy Yet, and you can hear stuff. And look at this, Jeff. There's even lyrics. See that?
I see that. That's pretty sweet.
Lyrical content right there. Yeah. See this one right here? Dancing on a grave, Jeff. That's all we're doing is dancing on a grave. That's it.
Yep.
We're just like
waiting for that. Blanks are wrecking it inside.
That's right, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Listen up. Listen to it, guys. And by the way, it's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's everywhere. Just type in No Joy Yet, and you'll have that. Anyway, sorry. I thought I did a little commercial there.
All that really matters with all this other stuff going on in the crypto space is that XRP Panic noticed Jeff's lemon tree looks bullish and Chip's looks bearish.
Well, there's another way to say that too. Chip's looks very masculine and Jeff's looks feminine. I could say that too, right? So, you say what you want. That's just saying. Mine's a little, mine's ready to do some fisticuffs, like a little action. And Jeff's is like, let's be a flower. Let's be a tree. Yours is like, it looks like a dress, Jeff. It's like a dress.
Oh my God. Like a crop top. Says here, XRP Baron Jeff's lemon tree has fully completed the Wyckoff distribution. Pump. Look at that. Throwing in some terminology right
Nothing
there.
wrong with my lemon tree, man. My lemon tree is awesome.
Can you make up a song? Where's Gensler?
It's not going to be Where's Gensler. I can make up a song all day long, but I can assure you it's not going to be called Where's Gensler.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, this is another good point here. So one of them is upside down. Actually, you know, there are two ways of looking at the pyramid. You're kind of, you know, my tree is more like, you know, the bottom feeding the top, and yours is more the, you know,
Yeah, mine's blasting off.
expansion. And
That's how it does it. Blasts off like that. So, boy, it really got
There we go.
together.
That's the
It
lemon
is on
tree.
Spotify. Coining,
lemon
hang on a
paradox.
second. This is an important question. Yes, it's on Spotify. Go to Spotify. I need more listeners there because, you know, that would always help. It also is on Apple Music, Google as well, Google Music. It's everywhere you listen to streaming music and not expect an artist to make any money off of it. That's where I'm located. That's where I'm at. That's where No Joy Yet is. And people are like, well, why'd you call it that? Because you're sad? I go, no, because it's from
There's
the
no
movie.
joy.
No, it's actually it's a line from the movie Train Spotting.
Hmm.
Hey,
Never
so how's
saw
it going? How's it going with so and so? No Joy Yet. So there you go. There it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, so you didn't bring this. So where you'd mentioned this, you kind of hinted at this, but so you know, I thought this was interesting. You know, so Crypto Eddie kind of put this out, and she says, "I hope you're well. Can you give us some insight?" Asking Ron Hammond about this bill, right from Bayer. That, you know, I was very, I thought it was very nice in the way I described the bill and kind of analyzed it on Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, so right.
Well-
So Crypt Eddie was just saying, how long might it take? Should it go forward? Anything else that we should know? And Chip, look at Ron's response here. The Bayer bill has been largely finished for 3 years. So it's been sitting there kind of just waiting, timing, right? As I was approached to lead it when I worked on the Hill, and I said no. Now, for those that don't know, Ron Hammond actually used to work with Congressman Warren Davidson. You can look at it, look him up. And he was one of the authors of the Token Taxonomy Act. He worked on the Token Taxonomy Act, drafting it, meticulously drafting it, and coming up with what I think is probably, you know, one of the most perfect pieces of legislation in the crypto space to kick things off, to begin this, you know, growth cycle of innovation in the U.S. and getting a little bit of regulatory clarity, tweaking some things with the Securities Act of 33 and the Securities Exchange Act of 34. And then you get the Bayer bill. You know, it's kind of like, wah, 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 you know, and he says, you know, so here it says Rep. Bayer isn't on the relevant committees and there are too many elements. It's not going anywhere. And really, you know, that's a good point. Doesn't sit on the right committees. There's way too much packed into it. It's not going to go anywhere because it's packed with too much stuff. But, you know, the way we dissected Chip, I think there was so much more than that. You know, there's some little hidden things in there that didn't really, you know, ring too well for the crypto space, in my opinion. It's my opinion.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Jeff. And who am I to disagree? I mean, you know, that is a lovely lemon tree behind me. By the way, Jeff, can you do this? This is like a thing in the Chip family. This is what we all do.
I
Chippers
cannot.
all do this. By the way, that's my next tweet right there is Jungle's tweet, which I wanted to throw up here and highlight.
Sweet.
Next up, it's all queued up. So Jungle said no. So Brad is pulling his own trading records and the SEC does not object. What is this all about? Of course, he typed Jimmy Phelan, attorney Jeremy Hogan, and John Deaton. Of course, fast on the draw is John Deaton because he is the man. He says the SEC can't object and not look awful before Judge Knepper. And the SEC used MOUs to seek similar information. And when the defense objected, claiming that what the SEC sought was one-sided, the SEC argued to the judge that the defense could not seek out the information in this way. Let me say that another way. They got bitch slapped. That's one way to say it, Jeff, right there. Jungle says, well, I guess my question is, since they're his trading records, can he just print them out? And then John Deaton says, one, receiving records this way provides self-authentication, etc. Two, I imagine they need more complete records to show the other end of the transaction was not within the jurisdiction of the United States.
Well,
yeah.
Well stated.
And there you go. And then Jungle comes back with, yeah, that makes sense. More official and complete is our call for today's call number in for today's telephone conference. Jimmy Phelan says, no telephone conference today. That appears to be a docket annotation about the July 15th call, which let me see if there's anything else. Thank you, Mr. Phelan. There you go. I call him Jimmy. Jimmy the James Phelan. Phelan. I gotta see if it's Phelan or Phelan. I don't know which one it is. Jeremy, after twice explaining to the general public, saying that it was going to settle twice, he's holding his tongue, and I don't blame him. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff. He said it was going to settle back in March. He said it was going to settle last week, and so I don't blame him. He's like holding my tongue,
and don't say anything.
Don't say anything, man. Why incriminate yourself? Just like, get yourself an attorney, and then you can talk about it. That's the best thing you could do.
Yep.
So there you
go. Since we're at this, I thought I would throw this up here. If you haven't done so already and you're brand new to On the Chain, check it out. You can actually subscribe to the channel. How cool is that? And it's easy. You can also hit
subscribe,
and all that good stuff. You can get some sound effects. It's really
and it keeps going, doesn't it, Jeff?
It does. It keeps going until you remember to shut it off.
Until you subscribe.
Here's got 236 people watching right now. So hit the thumbs up. Bing, bing, subscribe, do all that good stuff.
Ready?
It's a lot of fun.
Ding, ding, ding. There you go.
Nice. Just one more thing here.
The usual, sir.
Please. There we go. There we go. So yeah, Jungle and I were talking earlier today, and he was saying settlement. Where's the settlement? I put a video on the settlement. What happened to the settlement? Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. But we're kind of going back and forth about, hey, they're going to settle, not going to settle. And I'm kind of in the, I don't think they need to settle, and unless they get what they want. Hey, if they get what they want, saying like, I'll tell you what.
That'd be pretty
this
cool.
is the thing. Now, see, the thing about it is, Jeff, the whole thing about when Hinman came out and talked a little bit about Stellar, the court when he met with Stellar, but he came out and said that, Ethereum wasn't a security, maybe in 2015 or whatever, but it's not. Today's Ethereum's not a security. He could have done that with the lawsuit saying, hey, we're not alleging today's XRP is a security. We're simply taking a look back in time. But this fair notice thing is really strong, Jeff. The reason is because the first people who blew a case apart for him comes within the SEC. You had Hester Pierce. Everyone says it a different way. I'm calling her Pierce, formerly known as Crypto Mom. She was stripped of that title because things didn't really work out. But
for obvious
and
reasons.
also Royceman, they came out 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago. It's less than 2 weeks ago, and said, well, we don't have any clarity. Nobody knows. We don't know anything about it. So that's not going to play really well. It's like, wait a minute. In July of 2021, the SEC commissioners don't know if any kind of crypto is a security, but that's cool. I guess that's all right to go after Ripple. Why not? Just roll the dice and see what's up with that.
Why not?
Reg. Oh, there you go.
Go ahead and click it.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you very much. I'll be back. Holy cow. Spasmoid.
Click. Reg, what is up? Thank you for that. Can we ask Hester if they only vote for enforcement? Can they now re-vote based on the status with new leadership?
Wait a minute. Wait, Reg, I got to question the whole idea of leadership. Your usage of leadership in this sentence isn't working for me right now. Where's the new leadership? The new leadership looks a lot like the old leadership that ignored cryptocurrency despite being an MIT professor at the helm. But he is talking about
Gensler. Is that leadership?
I don't know what they're talking about. What new leadership? Yeah, the SEC. I'm guessing it's Gensler. And do you want to see a sad thing that's going on in Europe right now, in Britain specifically?
Does it have anything to do with that?
No.
Letter?
No Garys left in Great Britain by 2050. Why is that? Well, Garys could be wiped out, and within a generation after it emerged, there have been no children named Gary since 1992.
We've got a Gary they can have.
Well, yeah, we can just like
we can export one Gary, send him over to the UK. Here you go. You can have our Gary.
That picture kills me. That's a Gary if ever I saw. Right there, Gary.
I don't know.
Gary, we'll possibly trade you. How about we trade you a couple Garys for, I don't know, something.
Has Gensler responded to the Warren letter? Isn't it like it's past July 28th? I distinctly remember Elizabeth Warren's letter saying something about a cutoff date of July 28th. And I think that date came and went. That line in the sand, no longer a line in the sand.
No, by the way, I forgot to put this one. This is one of the comments on that
Trying to get
post.
rid of this.
This is my brother with his lizard called Gary. We have a lizard called Gary too. He's running the SEC right now. But that's okay. You like that? The lizard called Gary.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in trouble here. Hang on, I got to step out for a second.
What do you
Go full
got?
screen. My battery
got?
isn't plugged in.
No, just battery's not plugged in again. But if you look at this here, this is some funny stuff. I like that. That's a lizard. He happens to be crawling on him. Thing is, I don't know if Gary's aware there's a lizard crawling on him. I don't know. Maybe he's known as Gary or not. But anyway, that's some funny stuff right there. That is some good stuff right there. Yeah, that's right. Let me see what else we got pulled up here. What do you got, Jeff? Jeff's coming back into the hot seat. He realized his laptop was not plugged in.
And now let me see if it's plugged in now. I think it's oh yeah, there we go.
Wait, Jeff,
No, it's not that it was plugged in, but it's a power strip right behind me over here that is I don't know, one of the plugs is bad.
Well, that happens. I want to jump into this. You know, you mentioned this is a really, I'm trying to think who sent this. Mike Morath sent this over to ping me on this one. It's a very well written article right here. This is Congress, don't rush regulating crypto. A sprawling infrastructure bill is the wrong venue for regulating an industry as complex and systematically important as crypto. This is probably one of the better articles that I've read in some time, and you know, outside of Rosalind Layton's articles, but none other by Angela Walsh right here. She looks puzzled right there, even in that picture. She probably took a new profile picture because she's puzzled. And she nails it. She's like, after months of negotiation, there appears to be a bipartisan consensus on an infrastructure bill, which, by the way, Jeff, 8% is going to infrastructure. You want to know what the other 92% is going to?
Not infrastructure.
No, but it has a lot to do with Gary Gensler's last video. That's right. Climate stuff. Green New Deal, all that stuff. But I will give the Dems a lot of credit because what they do is they bury stuff. They're like, it's an ice cream bill. Is there any ice cream bill in it? Ice cream in it? No.
Oh, who wants ice cream in the ice cream bill?
Nah, man, you got to eat your meat. If you don't eat your, how can you have your pudding? If
And
you don't
the
eat your meat,
infrastructure, exactly. And the infrastructure bill is probably going to be like 10,000 pages. It's going to be so big, and you're going to start digging through it and not see anything.
So James Rule posted it, and I tried to find keywords, and I typed this, look for crypto, and it was like in there 1,000 times. I'm like, I'm done with this, which is what every other person in Congress does. This is stupid. I just thought, and then you got to go to the Pelosi school of how you learn about stuff. You got to pass it to know what's in it. Okay, let's pass it. Oh, that's bad. That's like crushing crypto. But she says the 28 billion surprise for the crypto industry was also tucked into the legislation. The U.S. Congress plans to tax various actors in the crypto financial system to help pay for their infrastructure spending. So, everyone's thinking like, well, who's getting taxed for this? The people are getting taxed. Who pays taxes? Government doesn't make or sell anything, right? They're basically living off the fat of the people, the land, right? The news hit the crypto industry like a bomb. The new tax classification could force many previously unregulated parties to conduct a know your customer scrutiny on transacting parties, dramatically transforming the crypto ecosystem. So she goes in, she's a professor of law at St. Mary's University of Law, which is a research associate at the Center for Blockchain Technology at University College London. She doesn't own any cryptocurrency. Ooh, sure. Okay. And I'll play along. Yeah. Or any financial interest in the crypto financial system. And what if she did? And who cares if she did, or how would you know? So, and July 27th, yeah, she testified about the crypto financial system at the U.S. Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee. They need a longer title for next time. I explained that the crypto financial system has reached a significant scale in the trillions of dollars, and due to numerous links that have been built between it and the traditional financial system, such as future products, investment funds, and others, there is potential for crisis in the crypto financial system to spill over in a traditional financial system. So she did a really nice job on it. I thought she really nailed it. She talked about some of her other stuff that she said. It's a lot of stuff, but she mentions your pal right here. See that? For these reasons, after researching crypto in 2013, we can no longer wait to engage in comprehensive, tailored regulation of the financial system, as Senator Warren called for in a letter to Treasury Secretary Yellen on July 26th.
Yep.
It's a good article, man.
That's solid.
I'm gonna pop it in there.
It's really good, man. It's solid.
It's a long stuff to read, but she does get it right. And it's like, so we've been talking about this for the longest time, Jeff. We've been going after it. And it's like, We need clarity. Ripple's been like dinging the bell for like 9 years now. We need clarity. We need clarity. And in the dead of night, they slip into some crypto garbage stuff in there. And this is why all the politicians got to go. They've got to go. They don't even know what they're talking about. We have to have a new competency test for getting in Congress. It used to be if you were an attorney and you ripped off a good number of people, yeah, you qualified, you could run, you had a little bit of pizzazz, you fought, maybe you argued a couple court cases, and then, you had a little bit savvy with the language. Yeah, you could run, but anymore, that's not enough. That's not enough to tick the boxes. They don't know. The new tech's moving way too fast, and they just don't know what they're talking about.
They don't get it, Chip. I just kind of my, head spinning thinking about how these politicians always take things they want to sneak in, and they always cram it into other bills. So here you have crypto legislation, and they're like, hey, we're gonna tax crypto, and we're gonna get like $30 billion in taxes that's going to help pay for a 1 point whatever trillion dollar infrastructure bill. Like you said, 8% is going to infrastructure, but we don't want you to understand what's behind. There's no time. We can't take our time to figure this thing out. We don't want to read through the Token Taxonomy Act and kind of figure out how to judge. Well, let's just throw it in there, for good measure. They do that often, and it's really despicable. Because then it gets crammed in, then all sorts of crazy stuff gets crammed into bills. And then what happens? Then the other side votes against it. And they're like, you see, we told you they were against that. I told you they were against it. And you're like, well, wait a minute. If you didn't have all that garbage in there, you wouldn't have to worry about it. It's just like, come on. It's just too many games with the people. It's the people's lives, man. We're collateral damage. That's all it is.
Yeah, well, a lot of times it's trouble, and they float some kind of like silly story just to kind of say, well, this is going to happen. Everyone's like, and all of a sudden the natives come out with the pitchforks and the spears, and then they kind of like, well, I don't know, this is the thought, right? So they got to find out. Yeah, my brother always tells me I need a watch. I need a decent watch. He's always like, here, I need a watch, and I'm like, no.
And there's one right there in that picture.
There's one right there. I don't see a watch because I've got this syncs with the atomic clock. It's the exact time. That watch is not the exact time. And believe it or not, even the big Apple fan that I am, I don't even have an Apple Watch. I mean, for real, man, I don't. I think it's cool. It's great. I just don't have one. I don't care about it.
Out of all my watches, Chip, this is my favorite one. It's Casio. I love this thing.
Are you kidding me, Jeff? You have a Casio?
Yeah, look at this. Yeah.
My brother has so many damn watches. Is he in the chat right now? I don't know if he's in there. Oh, this is probably one of his watch buddies right here. Digital watch. I don't know. He's got all the he's Jeff, like we're into the crypto community. He's like so into watches, and it's not a community I would guess. All the YouTubers in that community all have their group chats and stuff like that. And to me that's foreign, but to him it's like spot on. And I encouraged him to do a channel because I thought he would crush it. He's super smart and funny but he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. It's so much work. It's not like just, and I get it too. I understand what he's saying, but yeah, look at Copperpot says it. By the way, did anybody sing Gold Pot or Silver Pot tonight? Anyway, so Copperpot says our country is a mess. It is, but don't get too attached to it. It's all temporary. This is not forever. And, just the same way as the internet was open back in the 1990s and they didn't crush it until much later. I feel like no matter what they're going to attempt to do, it's not going to. This infrastructure bill is just that. This is. I don't know how you say like let's spend all the trillions of dollars, but don't worry, it'll help the inflation. Well, the people that are getting their pockets filled with all that fiat, yeah, that they'll be fine. But the rest of us, Jeff, that's not going to fare so well. At least that's how I sort of see that might be happening. Now look at this. Watch this. This I think is a sign that people are watching a little bit too much YouTube. It could just be me, but here's what it is. XRP price lacks enthusiasm as Ripple shows no signs of hope and resolution with the SEC.
Who wrote that?
Dude, you got to get off the YouTube. Sarah Tran. The XRP. Now, can you imagine the XRP price sitting back and like, I'd probably be a little more enthusiastic about where I'm sitting right now. If only, Jeff, if only I had some sign of a resolution, because otherwise I'm just not the. So I don't know how the price has an enthusiasm. This is a creative headline, and I have to give her some.
You have to be enthusiastic about the price.
Yeah, the XRP price lacks enthusiasm. It's like, hello,
Oh,
XRP price. Are you lacking enthusiasm today? Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not
not
feeling it today.
today.
You know, it's like other
That's okay.
days I feel pretty.
Come back next week.
Now, where did this come from? No signs of hope and resolution. Now, you know where all that's being. That hopium is being spent. That currency is being spent all over the place, all over crypto Twitter. Yeah, would everybody like a settlement? Yeah, one that works not only for the community but works for Ripple. Sure. Would Ripple take a settlement? Yeah, if it meant saying, "Hey, today's XRP, not a security." Boom, done. How much you want to fine us? It's over.
Done and over with. That'd be
But
awesome.
without that, Jeff. But I'm like, no. The XRP price. Got a little cartoon XRP price hanging out, sitting on the edge of a ledge, just really not enthusiastic about anything. And it started its pullback after a bounce of 50% from its swing low. The case filed by the SEC against Ripple Labs sees no sign of settlement as the lawsuit takes a turn.
Which turn?
Yeah, exactly, Jeff. The cross-border remittance token is sealed in a tight range. It's between significant areas of support and resistance. These are like a lot of buzzwords assembled
A lot
into
of cool words. A lot of cool words put into a sentence.
and they mean nothing, Jeff.
It makes that sentence look really smart,
Right?
but it doesn't say anything.
Anyway, I had to throw that up. There's really nothing more to talk about.
It was like kind of like your boy Pomp yesterday, with all the that video and lot of words to say, just a little bit.
Look, Pomp, love him, hate him. Look, he has done some good in the space. He is who he is, and he is pretty authentic. But you can't, in my opinion, you just can't go on there making too great analogies saying, well, it's like the stock market having one stock. That's just ridiculous. And then in the next sentence going, but I believe that this will take over the world. The Bitcoin's going to take over the world. It'll be everything. It'll be the payment system. It'll be this, it'll be that. And I'm not even sure why there's other cryptocurrencies. So that's a little bit troublesome, Jeff, for me.
That is. So what is what is this? Bob Moneybags. What is going on?
Bobby Moneybags.
Forever haven't seen him on. But look at this. I enjoy watching while I cry with my heated blanket in my bunk bed while eating soy cubes.
All right, Bob. You got me laughing. Okay, you win. You win. Damn it. Yeah.
Who's in California? Did you hear they're getting rid of bacon in California? They're outlawing. I didn't read the rest of the article. I just read the headline.
You imagine black market bacon? Too bad Rob Williams can do a little thing on that. Hey man, I got to score some bacon. And
oh god.
By the way, Jeff, I've got this amazing container that I make bacon in the microwave. Gosh, it's fantastic.
I do not eat bacon. Oh, I just got blocked. There we go. All right, block that. I wanted to pull this up, but that's not what I wanted to pull up. I'm on the wrong screen.
Did you know that
there it is.
Where did I see that?
Boom. You know who's really cool and keeps getting cooler is the mayor of Miami. Dude, the mayor of Miami coming out with a Miami coin.
Dude, how do we miss this story, by the way?
I don't know. This just
from a couple days ago. I'm like, this is
23rd and nothing. Like, nothing. I did not see it until you put it in here.
I cannot believe, how did that not get a lot of fanfare? I mean, El Salvador, goes and is, volcano power. Okay, that's cool. I don't have volcano power, but a Miami coin, I still don't know how we missed it.
No, that guy looks serious though, and he's serious about the Miami coin.
Who knows Suarez? We got to get him on the chain. Let's go head to head with him on the chain.
That'd be awesome, man.
Wait till we have on the chain conference in Miami. Who's not going to want to come to Miami in January? I mean, you'll want to come from wherever.
From wherever. It'll be a lot better than the Bitcoin conference because it'll be on the chain conference. So check this out. Bitcoin is not the official currency in Miami, at least not yet. But late 30s.
Late 30s.
It's late 30 right now. It's Mayor Suarez submitted a resolution authorizing the city to begin researching the possibility of accepting donations from a new crypto project that aims to support cities like Miami. But he wants to call it the Miami coin. But the City Coin initiative, it's kind of a cool idea. Let's build it, find a mechanism to get the people excited. Man, it's great. I like it. Those statutes also mean City Coin is not about to become the city's official currency anytime soon. That's because of what's going on with the infrastructure bill and the Bayer bill, where they're trying to control these stable coins via the treasury and all that other good stuff. But one day, Chip, one day, there'll
Well,
be a
I like
Florida coin.
how they say it's not the official coin of Miami. Like Miami's going to come out. Bitcoin is the official coin currency because they have that kind of power, Jeff. I mean, they're going to come out and say, yeah, it's turns out it's the official coin. I mean, maybe that story was published a year ago. Who knows? I don't know. It's all weird. It's all weirdness to me, man.
Is there an XRP conference in Vegas?
Yeah. Well, there's Ripple X is having they're having a sort of a developers conference, so it'll be all devs and stuff there. I believe, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's I know the Ripple X is having a developer conference, I should say, devs.
Jim D. Miami is trying to set the city up as the capital of the Latin American nations.
It already is, man. Have you been
where you been?
Where you been, man? It's been like that for ages. My God,
right?
Since the
official
80s,
language is the official language is Spanish down in Miami.
Yeah, at least, man. I mean, come on now. Come on now.
Oh my goodness. All right. So what else, Chip? What else?
Well,
what you got here?
Let me look through the let's look through our bag of tricks right here. There's a bunch of stuff here. Oh yeah, so this is coming up tomorrow. So this is actually going to be interesting. Like, you and I should really talk about this because I don't want to like guess at what's going to happen, but I want to get your thoughts on this right here because tomorrow, Gary Gensler, our pal who's been on Twitter for about 7 nanoseconds, who already has a blue check mark. By the way, Jeff, they're not giving. How many you and I can't get them.
No,
I don't know.
How many followers does he have? Let's look that up.
7.
You have like at least 5.
No, he has 6. I just unsubscribed. No, he's got yeah, quite honestly, he's got a lot. He's got something like where is he?
Of course he does.
78,000, 77,000.
Man, he just joined in April, and everyone's like, "I gotta follow Gary Gensler."
Yeah, but he didn't really come on the scene until like a week ago, right?
That's it. Yeah, and all of a sudden he's there, and they
so this is kind of something we can dive in and workshop this one a little bit because look at this conference, the Aspen Security Forum. Tomorrow, Tuesday, August 3rd at 12:45. I'll be joining Aspen Security in discussion, moderated by Paul Vigna, and he's, I think, from the Wall Street Journal, maybe. Yeah, Wall Street Journal. Join us and register to attend, right? So I said, that's interesting. What's he going to be talking about? Climate risk? That's the very first thing that popped into my head right there, right? So here it is. Here are some of the players here. So here's the first day. Here it is. Where is our pal Gary? Hang on a second. There it is. So here it is, 12:45 to 1:15. A view from the SEC. Jeff, cryptocurrencies and national security.
I like it.
And probably climate risk. Who knows? So he's the speaker, chairman of the SEC. You got Paul Vigna, who's the reporter. And they're introduced by Anja Manuel. She's from the director of the Aspen Strategy Group. So it's interesting that he's speaking about cryptocurrencies because we haven't really heard him talk about it much.
But national security is just another word for climate risk.
Yes, it is. You kind of, Jeff, see, you're so down on all this stuff. You know it's going to come up and it's going to be fun. And then look at some of the other stuff.
Blast, we should go.
Well, this one, Future Made in America, the Biden administration's trade agenda. There's an agenda, Jeff? That's weird. I haven't seen it.
Push all the crypto to another country.
That's kind of what they're in the middle of doing. So that's day 1. So day 2, you've got a view from AIB, which is, potentially could be interesting as well. You got a conversation with Liz Cheney. She's going to be a former politician very soon. So she turns out not people are very happy with her in Wyoming. 2 sides of the same coin, the promise and peril of cryptocurrency.
Oh, check it out. Brad Garlinghouse is there.
Yep,
man, imagine if Brad Garlinghouse runs into Gary Gensler.
They're on separate days. I think they did that by design.
I'm sure. Otherwise, it'd be like a paradox.
Well, I'm just imagine if you get like someone like you pretend like, oh, sorry, and you like put that foot on and you trip him. Oh, sorry, man. He smashes his face in.
Didn't mean to run into there.
It happens. It's just like, oops, you pretend like you trip and knock somebody over. Now look at this. See, Jet, what we're missing is a good title. We now Sigal Mandelkers. He's the former undersecretary of the Treasury for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence.
Oh, that's good. No. The former undersecretary of the an undersecretary of the Treasury.
It's like on The Office when you're the assistant to the assistant.
Not just any undersecretary of the
No.
Treasury. It's the undersecretary of the Treasury for terrorism and financial intelligence. Man,
And
it's just like,
did you
put
know
that
there
on-
was is there an oversecretary? You have the oversecretary. And
There's
so,
the,
yeah,
under.
and check
Former
this
under.
out. Stuart Levy from DM, which is formerly known as isn't that Facebook's
Yeah, that was the Facebook, whatever it was called to
debacle?
begin with. And you got Stuart and Brad speaking on the same thing. Man,
This is
and
virtual, isn't it?
they got 45 minutes. How do you go from 9:30 to 10:15, 45 minutes with these three guys? I mean, come on, you got Stuart Levy, Brad Garlinghouse, and Seagal, the former undersecretary of the Treasury for terrorism, financial intelligence.
What the hell's he doing there, Jeff? That's what I want to know. I mean, look, I'll give Stuart and Brad something here, but again, what they're tying this back to, you called it even sooner. It's like terrorism and financial intelligence, which plays into national security, which plays into
The peril of cryptocurrency.
potentially or something else. So you have the NSC, another three-letter agency. What else? We have standing together, protecting global cyber networks through public-private partnerships. Got Ron Green from MasterCard. Yeah. Not Your Father's Race, UFOs, Billionaires, and Satellite Missiles. Martin Rees, astronomer. Anke Panda, Stanton Senior Fellow, Carnegie Endowment. This is some conference, Jeff.
How do you go from crypto to UFOs? I don't get it.
I don't know, man, but this probably gets my vote for the best title right there. Not Your Father's Space Race, UFOs, Billionaires, and Satellite Missiles.
I like it. I like the satellite missile.
Explosions. Yeah, I like that. View from Edinburgh, view from Eurogroup. Skip those. Doesn't sound very exciting. Mind the Gap. Nope.
Indo-Pacific Command. Sweet.
Silk Road, the global highway. China's rising global influence.
Oh, there you go. There's a topic and just hold that thought for 1 second. Hold that thought. Hang on. Here we go. Let me just share something that fits right into that narrative real quick. Look at this. China is 6 years ahead of the US in building blockchain payment system, a CEO says.
Oh,
is this the CEO of Pantera Capital? Yeah, CEO says is the CEO of Pantera Capital.
Dan Moorhead is a player. Moorhead. He's someone I have tremendous amount of respect for.
Oh yeah, but he's right. Look at his statement though. The U.S. has fallen significantly behind China in the race to develop a blockchain-based payment system. But I look at that, and I'm like, Chip, is that accurate? Is that true that the U.S. has fallen? That what about Ripple and RippleNet? Are they that far behind in their technology and everything that they put together? Are there other solutions out there that are probably a little bit further ahead than China, or is China really that much further ahead with the digital yuan because they're actually using it in a real world use case already, to that point, kind of fits into this narrative. I don't know. What are your thoughts? The Silk Road.
I mean, in some ways I think so, but I was trying to find a tweet. I know I'd sent it to you because sometimes we chat back and forth, but there was a tweet about how the Chinese stock market has hit an all-time low. It's basically the China's in big time trouble. Their currency's in trouble. They're in trouble in a big way on a verge of collapse. So, okay, cryptocurrency, if you want to use it as a form of control, but yeah, I mean, he's making some points there, no doubt. Stocks gambling.
That
a big old 10 spot, man.
Support these guys. Appreciate the content. Good night.
Good night isn't like, hey, it's a good night, or good night like we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Docs. Appreciate it. You are a phenomenal supporter, and I just wanted to go out there and I wanted to say one thing. Boom. Thank you for your support. And I'm going to click the wow button for you and for James Rule earlier. Bam, bada, bum, bada, bum, bada, boom. Whew, gives me a little dizzy right there, Jeff. Not gonna lie.
China is flailing.
Yeah, they have. There's a lot of things going on around there. They're having a lot of difficulty. Not only that, but I think there's something like there's thousands of dams, many of them built in a 50 and 60 with subpar, not only equipment but materials, and a lot of them are at a failure point. So there's going to be a lot to play. Some of them they purposely started sort of derailing some of the water. So there's a lot of cities that are already flooding, and you've got a major dam on the brink of breaking. I mean, you're talking about they have something like 25,000 dams all over, and they're failing. So their infrastructure is failing. They have, I mean, if you think if you think it's bad here at the prices rising, it's even worse in China. So yeah, from the outset, I mean, they're masters at messaging, and they're doing a phenomenal job. And I've always credited them for doing that, because they're like, we are ruling the world, and everyone's going to use ours, and we're going to be the new, reserve currency. And everyone's like, yeah, and yet nobody adopts it. So there you go. There's always that.
That's it.
Jim D.
Jim D. Great chat, Jeff and Chip. Thanks for doing what you do. That's
Thank
nice.
you, man. We can't do it without you guys.
No.
Otherwise, it's just weird, because Jeff and I do this show, I talk to him a little bit in the morning, a little bit throughout the day, and we're like, sometimes I go like, some of the stuff we talk about ought to be the show. Like that ought to be the show. Like there's like, behind the scenes of the show, talk about this story. Is this a good story to chat about? No, I don't think that's good. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it over the time of day. And some of the stuff's funny too. I mean, we should talk about it.
Like
Lisa Murkowski, not relevant. Another politician, soon to be ex-politician. You want to know why? Anyway, that's a whole other story. You got a conversation with Senator Dan.
Closing remarks. They got me there. That's exciting.
The opening and closing remarks right there. There it is.
5 minutes. Could you imagine? Okay, you got to wrap it up, and your closing remarks are 5 minutes long. 5 minutes. I mean, could you imagine? Thank you very much for coming. I mean, that's it. 5 minutes.
Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank.
You get up there and you would say, I wanted to, blah, blah, blah. We had this great event and this, 5 minutes goes by quick. But I guess this isn't live, right, Chip? This is online.
Sorry, Jeff. I was air drumming for the 5 minute duration. It's kind of like when we have 5 minutes left, then we continue to talk. That's what
we continue to talk for another 5 minutes. Whitefly 00. Love you guys. Great info.
Yeah, thanks.
And Whitefly has been around from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's great. There's a lot of people here that have been around from the beginning, and they pop up. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something, man. That is something.
When can you talk over to XRP one day?
I don't think we're going to. We might. We talk about XRP almost all the time. Why? Because it's really phenomenal. It's really great tech, by the way, Jeff. I don't know if you were.
And it's in the thumbnail. It's always in the thumbnail.
It's in the thumbnail because it all kind of revolves around that, and we always have to talk about it, which is always good. Yep. It's always a solid thing.
And Hans Loaded, huge supporter. Appreciate everything that you've been doing. Phenomenal mod. Doing a great job. But thank you, Jeff and Chip, for another awesome show. You guys are the greatest. Keep up the great work, and we'll keep coming back for more. How great is that?
That's great. And also, Hans Loaded, thank you for putting out those tweets too. Those are always cool too, letting people know about the show. Really appreciate that as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty.
And Bob Moneybags, On the Chain is legit. You guys need 100,000 subs. That's it, man.
Yeah, Bobby, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, well, not really, because then we would lose our moniker of the slowest growing YouTube channel in the history of crypto. I mean, you can't do that, man.
Or we could be at 100 while everybody else is at 1 million.
I'm down with that. I'm good with that. We don't need that many. So
the best part of it is volunteered to go and help and find 83,000 more subs. It's on you, Bob.
By the way, Bob and I had such a great time on early streams. Bob was doing his stream for a while, and he was doing that, and he was at the zoo, and we were all zoo crew at one point. And then I remember that, one time I got on a stream with Bob, and he came on back when I was doing the XRP Minute, which also had XRP in the title. I'm just saying, Hey, Kelly, you came in late. By the way, Kelly Slade's been crushing it over on crypto Twitter. I've been watching what you're up to. I've been watching you. You've been crushing it.
There you go. I'll help make 83,000 accounts.
Wait a minute, Bob. We got to pull that back a little bit. Don't get too excited.
83,000 legit subscribers.
Yeah, now that has been known to happen. I've known some.
We don't want 83,000 derivatives of Bob Moneybags. It'll be like Bob Moneybags.
Well, yeah, well, no, he'll take it. It'll be Junior Moneybags. It'll be Sally, Moneybags. It'd be Ahmed Moneybags. It'd be every name you could possibly put into before Moneybags, which is just quite
Anthony.
possible.
Anthony says, I don't understand why you guys don't have more viewers. I've seen crap YouTubers with way more, and they still all they do is talk crap. We saw one today. It was all crap. And he just blew up his views. And we're like, you can't even get through the first 5 minutes of the video. And we're looking at these videos. We're like, how does he have these many views? I don't get it.
I promised when Jeff and I were going to do this, we said, look, the one thing we want to do is be authentic. We don't want to, I mean, yeah, once in a while we tease you with the, like, a fun thumbnail and stuff like that. But, we're not really into magic dust and magic documents and secrets. And that's just not our style. We just like full blown give you an opinion. And sometimes we're on, sometimes we're not. And sometimes you guys agree with it and sometimes you don't, and that's what happens.
Copper pot.
Behind the scenes show.
Behind the scenes show.
You remember one time we had, I'll never forget this. Like the first time we had Mickey B. Fresh on the show, we called him up. We did a whole hour with him on the phone. I'm like, why weren't we recording this? This was like gold. It was like, and then it turned out the next night he couldn't make it because I don't know. It was just something. There was something going on
and on. Yeah, it was crazy. Man, Australia loves us too. Man, got all.
I got to tell you, we love everybody around the world because even though we're based in the States, we'll be the first ones to say that everywhere else is smarter than the United States right now. I mean, they're basically doing it. Yeah, it's kind of like Seinfeld, right? Show about nothing. It's a show about nothing. It's like that's kind of what I'm going to use the next time I describe it to my parents. I was talking to my mom and dad I stopped by their place last night. I was like, hey, what's going on? Hey, how's that podcast going? I'm like, yeah, we're still having fun with it, And I was like, and my dad's like, well, I don't even know what you're talking about most of the time. He goes, well, look at my XRP. It's in the toilet. I was like, all right, Dad, time to go. What I got to say.
Time to go home.
Woo, it's like hey.
Oscar Morrison. Have you thought about doing a highlight edit after every show?
Yes, actually, Oscar, we have. Thank you for bringing that up. No. Thank you for bringing that up. So here's the problem with that. So Jeff and I like this. I actually found some software. Thought it would be cool. I go, let me try this and let's see if we can enlist somebody from the community who is a fan, watches the shows. And we're not going to ask you to do it for free. We would, there'd be some compensation involved, but it would be like, would you want to recut the shows? Because the funny bits, the good bits, put together, bloop, 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 and then spit it out. Well, the software package didn't work out. I tried to load it up this morning, and it was like just spinning. So I was like, I don't know what happened to it. But the whole idea is that it puts everything into text first. It uses AI to highlight bits that it thinks is important, and then you highlight the parts you want. You say, cut the video. You say, here's the open, here's the close, and it puts it together. So if anyone's interested, man, reach out to us, drop the line, because that's what we'd like the other channel to be, the regular standard on the on the chain channel, which has 7,500 subscribers. So if we could maybe put highlights on that channel and people can watch that,
that'd be cool.
It would be a good thing. Yeah, Oscar, that would be great. It's just Jeff and I don't have the bandwidth. We both grinding during the day, and then we've got our families, and then of course we're doing this 6 days a week.
Check your Twitter once you're done with the show, because I don't want to give YouTube a cut. Get your Zum wallet and Tipbot set up.
We got that set up. Yeah, we have that.
There's a lot of new people here that are commenting. I love it.
Oh, new people is what makes the world go round, man. By the way, there is somebody that we are working on. I was hoping to have, Jeff and I are working on getting a guest on here. Or somebody you guys, when you guys ask, like, hey, why don't you go interview them? We listen to that. And there's two people right now that you guys have requested here, and we're trying to get them on. They both have more or less has said yes to doing it. It's just a matter of schedules and trying to figure out when. So potentially within Jeff's laughing. It's always funny when you're like, someone's talking, the other one's laughing because you watch the comments. I
shouldn't have read the comment. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, that's it. I just wanted to tell everybody to listen, have a great day. Today's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. We got a couple more days to get through this.
This is it. Sleeping Kid. Go door to door and say, have you met my Lord and Savior? Yes. Well, I got something better. Jeff and Chip from On the Chain Live. Would you like to subscribe?
Well, I'm not going to recommend that, Jeff. That's something I'm going to recommend you don't do because
when I go door to door,
especially in a carry state of like Texas and Florida,
do you like
not a good idea.
To the On the Chain show?
Yeah. So anyway, listen, guys, I really appreciate you being here. We will be back tomorrow with a bunch of new stories. Looking forward to having what you have to say about it. And Jeff, obviously, we broadcast 6 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the Eastern time, New York, Miami time. And then Jeff does a rant every Saturday morning. If you haven't watched the last one, it's a really good one. Look it up. 2 shows ago, Jeff was on fire. One of his top 5 shows of all time, in my opinion. And I really enjoyed it and loved it. So, and also Saturday morning, he does his rant from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.
All the way to 9 a.m. Yeah.
I almost said 9 p.m. like it's a 12-hour. It's a 12-hour jam.
That'd be crazy. That's DNI territory. If he's out,
Nobody can even come close to that, Jeff. That's
yeah. And I am
Sam territory. Sam,
I'm
I am.
on getting a congressional candidate to come on here that has been investing in crypto and researching cryptocurrency. So that could be exciting if we can get her on here.
That as well.
Yeah, we've been texting back and forth, so trying to get that set up. So that's it, Chip. Tomorrow's another night. Tomorrow is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, yeah, man. So that's all we got for you tonight, guys. Check back in, and you know what? We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Chip and Jeff, out.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.